Kerrigan, what do we have him?
I put Kerrigan in C because she's got a hero unit and she's got Ultralisk, and that's really it. It's like you're not going to do mutas into this mutation. That's asking for a bad time. But it's like you do have a lot of high HP things you can drop. You can drop Ultralisk, you can drop Worms. You have a hero unit who can take care of doing most of the damage portion of you and help you keep an early game going. But yeah, your army's just not going to be high output on damage, and it's like you have stall, but it's not very long, and you're basically pending your ally clearing their part of stuff quite quickly, because if it ever comes down to it, especially if it's something like an immortal comp or anything that has high armor damage, your Ultralists are going to disappear, your Worms are going to disappear in a matter of seconds, and it's not a good look.
Where do we have him?
I was saying C. I think C tier is fine. I'd almost move her up to B tier, but I'm not comfortable doing that just because there's too much you have to depend on your ally for with Kerrigan to prevent you from just completely losing outright.
Okay, Sticksbender, should I get popcorn for this?
Yeah, one, man, why do people liking mutas? I will never understand people liking mutas.
Pretty good, though.
Well, I don't like mutas either. I don't recommend them at all.
They're so low damage and flimsy, even at the best of times. Why would you make mutas?
Well, I was recommending Ultralisk, Hydralisk, Compound.
Yeah, I know, but
it's
just you brought up mutas, and it was just like why do people make them at the best of times? However,
Fun.
that's all aside. Kerrigan has P3, and P3 has so much crowd control. Also, your hero is pretty tanky, and you are probably quite underestimating Worms. And even bigger, you have a mass CC ult on a 2-minute cooldown.
Mm-hmm.
That is really good.
I should have a checklist of Sticksbender's greatest hits on Kerrigan. I can almost like tell what he's gonna say. I'm still expecting. Yeah, he said Worms. He said Immobilization Wave. He said he can play up Ulisks. I'm thinking if there's anything I'm missing. Go ahead.
That's the reality. That's the summary of Kerrigan.
I know, it's true. I'm just saying.
No, it's like it's what
hits.
she's got, and I do agree. It's like that's amazing. The problem with it is it's got a medium window in order for your ally to get involved with the polarity aspect on this mutation. And if they don't take it, then you're just out a 2-minute cooldown. And I've just found it. I've done this with Kerrigan a couple times. I just found it the most frustrating thing when you're with a random ally, and it's like, okay, I'm going to drop ult, and then they sit there and they go, oh, I'm supposed to go in, and they go in 10 seconds too late. Well, everything's moving again and doing damage, and you're either your army gets chewed up or you retreat normally.
That's a fair point.
To be fair, once you cast a mobilization wave, pretty much everything that's your job is dead now. So you just have to sit there and have Kerrigan stun stuff or something so that your ally can deal with everything, because it's all their problem for the time being.
Yeah, you can look at it that way. It's like that's my biggest worry with Kerrigan, is she basically you have to work together in order for Kerrigan to be amazing.
Well, that goes for everyone, though.
That literally, yes. And also, Worms can tank very long. Worms can tank. There definitely are things that are better than Worms for tanking because of the whole infinitely renewable spawning of stuff. And by that, of course, we're referring to swarm hosts, basically.
Or Stukov, or Investors, but...
Yeah, but swarm hosts are really the big one that just outperforms Worms.
Swarm hosts, particularly P2 swarm hosts, because then they get that range increase, so they actually hold at a really nice aggro range.
Yeah.
It's a huge wall.
It's
notwithstanding, where do you have him, Sticksbender?
So I would put Kerrigan in S tier. Yeah, I know. I think she is quite solid by the power vested in Worms, and also a short cooldown spammable stun. AoE stun.
It's like I'd put her in S if I was playing with you, Sticks, but if I'm playing with some random guy on the ladder, it's like
Or me.
I am not at all comfortable that they're going to do their job in any reasonable time frame.
That goes for everyone, though. If your ally's not doing his part, even the greatest of commanders, on this mutation in particular, will still not be able to win.
Oh, it's like it's might not be able to win, but the thing is like it's not that you don't do your job at all. It's like you don't do it within the time frame for it to be good. Like if you are say playing like the Haka, and it's like okay, you summon your top bar, you get one of the bosses down in there, and he kills everything that you need to kill. Well, your ally's like 15 seconds late getting there, or for whatever reason they're I don't know, watching YouTube, watching this video right now. They take their time to get there and do it. They still get it done, and it's not that big a deal for you because you've got plenty to hold them there and like keep aggro and everything like that. So that's okay. It's just that the second that Kerrigan, she walks a very fine line where she has just enough to do all that, and once you go past that point, like once the worms die, or once your ult wears off, it's like she's made of glass, and it's that's it. She's got no stalling left on her.
How many Omega networks do you recommend on your stick spender?
As many as you can make.
Yeah.
If you have like 10 Omega networks, will you really run out of worms?
You can still make more.
You can still make more.
I'd be thinking closer to like 20.
20, yeah. So if you have 20 networks, isn't that essentially infinite tanking? And you can eventually... Well, the only way you'd lose is if you need to push into the hybrid, and your ally is just not there.
Yeah, and
I mean, if you get to that point, there's something to
actually. There's always the thing of like immobilization wave is a nice quick cast, so it's like you can always just wait until your ally starts shooting stuff and be like, okay, you actually showed up. Good news, they're all stunned now. Oh my goodness, how did that happen? Enjoy, incompetent slow ally.
Okay, so I actually have Kerrigan in A tier because of all the things stick spenders, and I agree. I even mentioned like worms have near infinite tanking, and
so if we average the scores, that puts her in A tier then.
Yeah, that seems fair.
All right, everyone agrees in A.
Yeah, that's just an average of the scores, so that's fine.
All right, there we go. Kerrigan in A.
I'm not going to fight it that hard. It's not that Kerrigan's not good at this. She's amazing at it. It's just she's got no backup plan for when your ally, is that level 1 Rainer.
When you think about it, who really does have a backup plan?
There is somebody coming up who has a backup plan. There's actually 3. I would say.
All right.